Now at 24, we're going to go to another Nintendo franchise, one of which hasn't been seen, hasn't had a game since 2006, a game of which was on the Game Boy Advance that was never localized outside of Japan. A game also which we do have a character that was represented in Smash Bros. A certain character by the name of Lucas from Mother 3 that's coming back in as DLC for Super Smash Bros. 4. But since he's coming back as DLC, I'm obviously not going to talk about him. I'm going to talk about one of his partners from that game, and that would be the magic user, Kumatora. Now, I don't know too much about Kumatora because, obviously I have not played the game. We don't have it released outside of Japan yet. Nintendo, you can kind of localize it and translate it. Maybe do a remake and release it when Lucas comes out or do something. There's an idea there. But yeah, let's go back to Kumatora. Now, why would Kumatora make sense, and why would she be a good voting character in the game when, especially, we have not seen her since 2006? She's not localized outside of Japan. We have no future potential of ever seeing her in another game, because chances of us seeing their Mother game in general, besides that fan Mother game, Mother 4, is pretty slim to none at this point. I'm just going to say, maybe Mother does need another character, and it would certainly be more interesting, I think, to pull from Mother 3, like someone like Kumatora, than going back to the old, Earthbound and grabbing, Jeff, Paula, or Pooh, or going especially back and getting Ninten, which I think would be the most redundant thing in the world, because he's pretty much Ness. Ness is pretty much him. What the crap are you going to freaking do? They're going to look identical to each other and fight pretty much the same. Kumatora would at least be something different. We get a female representation from the series, someone who's actually quite important. I do see her liked a lot by some people. She's pretty popular. I do see her requested a lot. In terms of Earthbound / Mother characters that are requested for, I think she's right up there with a lot of the characters from the Mother 2, the Earthbound game, and at least she still has significance in the series, being pretty much still a character from the most recent game, even though that most recent game is about 7 years old. No, actually it's older than that. 8. About 8 years old now. Actually, it's about 10, actually. Wow. Well, but at least she's from the most recent game, so at least she has significance still in the series as being from the most recent game, even though it's about 10 years old. And she has popularity. She's pretty popular and demanded for, especially with this ballot, and I think especially with Smash Bros. For when there was the whole hype and people thinking about ideas leading up to it the last couple of years. I do think I've seen her name thrown around a few times. And as for moveset potential, she's straight up a magic user, man. Look at she can basically use all the magic spells in the in the game, and she'd be totally different from Ness and Lucas. She wouldn't have the baseball bat, she wouldn't have the yo-yo, she wouldn't have all that stuff. She'd have more magical psychic abilities and maybe a few melee-based attacks, but she wouldn't really be as melee-based as probably someone like Lucas or, Ness would be. So at least in that regard, at least compared to her own series representation so far, she'd be quite different. And really that's about it. That's all I really have because, quite frankly, I've not played the game. I've only seen stuff here and there. I would like to play the game. Hopefully one day Nintendo does that. But that's about it, all I can really do for this video, because obviously that's all I can really go off of. My name is Sniping is Fun. Put in the comment section what you guys think. Do you guys want Kumatora in the Smash Brothers series? Do you think she'd make a good fighter? And have you voted for her? Yes or no? We'll discuss it down there. My name is Sniping is Fun. Just like I said, peace. Please subscribe if you want to, and see you later in my next video.